Hey y'all, welcome to Sunshine Haze. I am Aja, and this video, before I even get started, this video is for Leo Sun, Leo Moon, Leo Rising. This is your new moon in Gemini tarot forecast. Yay, woo, back on track. For those of y'all who have been like, yo, what's good? Why did we get a full moon forecast and not the new moon forecast? We want to know what's going on for the whole month. I'm back on track. Sorry y'all about that, but these are free readings, so you know. Okay, y'all. Let's just get started right off the bat. I am going to be doing a new moon in Gemini reading for you. So, as I said, this video is for Leo. If you feel like what I'm saying is not resonating with you, go on and check out your moon or rising sign down below. Please do not leave any comments where you're like, I'm a Leo and this doesn't resonate with me at all. I do not care. Nobody on here cares. That's why we tell y'all to look. That's why we make 12 videos. Go check out your moon or rising sign, okay? All right, y'all. What are we going to be looking at for this next, this new moon in Gemini? I am thinking that the people outside of this room are really loud. Sorry, y'all. What's going to be going down for Leo from mid-June to mid-July? Looking at Gemini energy, also looking at the new moon energy, and we're going to be doing a 5-card spread as I always do. So as always, the energy for you guys during this time, anything crossing you or anything crossing that energy that you should be trying to tap into. And because we are dealing with Gemini, on one side we're going to look at what's breezing in for you, and that card we're going to be talking about, you know, what needs to be changed, how do you need to adapt. What is that? What just fell out? That's the 6 of Pentacles. Hold on. 6 of Pentacles, 2 of Cups, and the Magician. Some growth there. Possibly, Leo, you need to devote a little bit of energy more into operating from a more compassionate place with the people around you, and in turn you'll see things start to shift for you and see things start to change, okay? And then I just saw the High Priestess card, and whenever I see that card randomly, it just serves as this one of my confirmation cards. So Leo, you guys are fire, and I said this in one of my other videos, you guys, and this is not always a bad thing because it's good to come from a place of confidence and come from a place where you know what you want for yourself, but you sometimes tend to resonate with a little bit of that I, me energy, and you don't think about the other people around you or how your actions are affecting the other people around you. There's the Death card, Leo. You need to possibly change the way you're interacting with others. But with those 3 cards that fell out, that was just saying, like, you know, if you put a little more thought into how you're interacting with people, you'll see some changes, some positive changes in your relationships, okay? All right, so what's going to be popping for Leo Sun, Leo Moon, and Leo Rising during this new moon in Gemini? What's going to be going down for the next month, mid-June to mid-July? What's good? It's going to cut the deck for you. And I have put the space on this video, like, I'm a little bit closer. That's just because I don't have the space that I'm used to having. So I apologize, but I got my markers down. Y'all will be able to see all these cards, and I will talk about all of the cards, okay? And they better not come back in here asking me if somebody can use the studio, like I'm not a student here, you know? Anyways, what's the energy for you guys? Y'all got the ace. Y'all got an ace card. You've got an Ace of Swords in the Gemini lunar season. That's what's popping. You know what? Let's look. Y'all can see my quarter. That was my little marker. Let's move this over a little bit. Get this all in the shot. There we go. Okay, Leo. That's good. This is an interesting one. So, Leo, my little lions, you've got the Ace of Swords coming up in the energy for you for this Gemini lunar season. And coming up in that position, that's just saying, like, there's going to be some clarity that's coming in. You're going to be coming into a point where you can see things clearly. You have a grip on what's going on around you. You understand why things are happening. But this is also, this card, I think, Leo, because those cards that flipped out what I think this card, and because we're in the Gemini lunar season, it's all about operating within our truth, living our best lives. This Ace of Swords coming up in this position of the energy for you, Leo, I think is coming in to say that this is going to be a time, a very reflective time for you, Leo, and this is going to be a time to where you are either going to figure out yourself, or people or situations are going to be presented to you that show you the error of your ways. And then that's just the message that I really pick up for this card. I really feel like it has more to do with changing you, changing your perspective, changing the way that you're doing things, changing the way that you're interacting with people, changing the way that you see the world, and the way that you think. However, because this is the Ace of Swords, like I said, this just could be a time to where, you know, you start to see everything clearly. You start to get a grip on, you know, the things that you want to do, the things that you need to do, and how you should approach them, and how you should go about doing them. The Ace of Swords, I love ace cards, starts to new beginnings. But because we're in this Gemini lunar season, I really think this ace card has to do with a shift in your perspective and a shift with the way that you go about doing things, okay? And if you look at the card, you see these like little lightnings. So it's saying that this may be kind of quick for you, or like the way that you shift may illuminate a lot of things for you, may change a lot of the way that you go about doing things, the way you think about things, or think about doing things, okay? And I'm just gonna confirm that with the Seven of Wands. So the Seven of Wands coming up in y'all spread, Leo, in the position of the energy that's crossing you. As I said, remember, Leo is one of y'all. All fire signs actually kind of resonate with this energy. Sagittarius a little less, but especially Leo and Aries, y'all do resonate with the I, the me energy, sometimes the my way or the highway. You guys are very, very in tune with what you want and what you need for yourselves. And sometimes that can come off a little strong, and it can come off, you know, a little off-putting. Coming up in the position of what's crossing you, typically when we have the Seven of Wands, it's a card that points to, you know, being in a position to where we kind of have to stand on our own. We kind of have to move forward with our own fire without the support of others. But coming up in this position, crossing your clarity, kind of crossing your perspective, kind of crossing the way that you're doing things, the Seven of Wands is saying you have this perspective, you have this outlook about the way that you live your life, about the way that you go about doing things, about the way that you interact with people. This card coming up is saying that that is not serving you or anybody around you. And this is crossing that clarity of coming into a new perspective. So this card coming up to me is saying, Leo, this next month for you, y'all are probably going to be in a position to where things are shifting, whether you want them to or not. Things are going to be changing around you. This Gemini energy is going to be coming in, and we've got hella intense energy here with this 11 universal year and the moon being in 22 degrees. So things are going to be changing, whether you want them to or not, whether you with the shits or not. So probably during this next month, Leo, you're going to be operating from a place of, you know, trying to do things the way that you've been doing them, in the ways that they serve you, really, and only you. And that is going to be crossing this energy, because unfortunately, you don't really have much of a choice but to tap into this Ace of Swords and kind of shift your perspective. That's actually one of the main things going on with this Gemini moon. This is just saying you want to remain a creature of habit. You don't really want to, you don't want to change. You don't want to see things in a different light. You don't want to do things differently. You want them to be the way that you usually have them, and that's what you're cool with that. You don't want things to change. And so with that being said, this card coming up is also saying, like, the people around you are going to be noticing this, and you might be hearing from people, Leo, like, you know, you might need to change that, or you might need to rethink how you're going about doing this situation. You might not want to do this way, and you're going to be in a position, in a headspace to where you're like, no, I don't want to change nothing. I don't want to shift nothing. I like how I live my life. But this being an energy that's crossing you is just saying, like, Leo, you can't operate like that anymore, at least not for this new moon in Gemini. You're not going to be able to. Life is going to be really difficult for you if that's how you're deciding to go about doing things, okay? The next card coming up for you in the spread is in the position of what's changing, is what's breezing in, what's changing, what do you need to adapt to, and you've got the Three of Cups here. So the Cups suit resonates with the water element. That's all about our emotions. That's all about the things that we're emotionally invested in. It's all about love, friendship, family, relationships. The Three of Cups coming up in the position of what needs to be changed, what do you need to adapt to, again, is confirming what I was saying about this Seven of Wands crossing that Ace of Swords. This is saying, hey, Leo, you are operating from a sense of self right now, and there are times when we need to be selfish, and there are times when we need to act outside of ourselves and think outside of ourselves. Right now, Leo, you want to think within yourself, but this is saying this time is actually not what that's for. You, Leo, need to tap into being more cooperative, being more adhesive, being more harmonious with the people around you. This card coming up in this position after these two cards is saying that possibly the way that you've been acting towards people, Leo, especially if it's been in a selfish type of way, especially if it's been in a way that has people looking at you like, what is, and that's another thing with Leos. You guys, you tend to have an idea of what you want to do, and you go through life a lot with people looking at you like, what the hell are you doing? That's just kind of a Leo thing. But in this sense, in this particular reading, that's not necessarily the best thing. So this Three of Cups coming up is saying, like, Leo, you need to be a little more harmonious in your relationships. Like, you need to figure out how to bring positive energy to the people that are important to you, to the things that are important to you, to the things that you're emotionally invested in, because the way that it's coming off right now, Leo, is that you don't want to work with or cooperate or have harmonious relationships. And this Three of Cups card are these wands falling away from you, saying, hey, no, we can't really rock with whatever you've got going on here. And because this is a Three of Cups, this is a positive card, this is a positive energy, a happy card, a card about friendship, a card about partnership. This is just saying, like, you cannot tap into that energy, that positive, harmonious energy, until you come to a place to where you're thinking outside of yourself a little bit more, Leo. Until you come to a place to where you kind of shift your perspective and think about the things going on around you, or think about the way that things are changing and how you can also adapt with them. This card coming up is also saying that if, Leo, you've kind of been in a position to where things weren't really going the way that you wanted them to go, to where things were just not really falling into alignment the way that you wanted them to, this card coming up is saying, in the position of, you know, what's changing, what's transforming, how do you need to adapt? This is just saying, like, you know, there's some positive energy coming in for you, but you're kind of blocking yourself from it currently with thinking within yourself. The next card that I have coming up in the next position is the Sun of Swords. And that card is in the position of self-expression, creative self-expression. We're talking about Gemini, all about communication. You've got the Sun of Swords. And typically when I see this card come in, it's a card of, really, they're about to make me mad. I have one more video to do tonight, and I just want to do it peacefully. Sorry, y'all. The Sun of Swords typically is a card that points to, you know, somebody having a very intense energy or really, really wanting to gain some clarity. But for this reading, I think these cards have a little bit of a different meaning to them than they typically do. You guys have a little bit of an unconventional reading this time around with the card meanings, which is cool. Sometimes I like when my cards give me messages that are not the typical messages that I usually get. It's all about, I read my cards intuitively, so I do go off of the imagery and off of what the actual card means on a general tarot scale, but I read intuitively, so the messages that I pick up are the messages that I will give to you. And this Sun of Swords coming up in this particular spread, I think for you, Leo, coming up in the position of, you know, self-expression, you need to express yourself from a place of truth. I really think that this Sun of Swords doesn't really have anything to do with clarity. I think this has more to do with cutting out your negative habits, cutting out your bad habits, cutting out, you know, the things that are stopping you from tapping into that Ace of Swords clarity. And you need to cut out the way that you're interacting with people, because from these cards coming up, it's like you're not putting out positive energy, and in turn, you're kind of making your relationships a little bit strenuous, a little bit strained. The Sun of Swords is coming up in the position of self-expression, of operating from your truth, that literally the only message that I get for this card is, because it's not a card of grace, this is a card of forceful determination, forceful action, but it is also a card of clarity. So this coming up is saying, like, Leo, you're probably going to come to a point within this lunar cycle to where you actually finally figure out, hey, this Seven of Wands shit in this particular situation is not serving me, and I need to cut it out. You truly need to, that's tapping into your truth. You need to cut it out. You need to do away with the things that you've been doing so that you can shift your perspective, so that you can move into that Three of Cups energy. Like, why would you not want to resonate within the Three of Cups energy? This is not a love reading, so that's a good card to have, okay? All right, Leo, the last card that I have coming up for y'all in this spread is in the position of your soul message, and that is the Two of Swords. So, the message, what I pick up from that, Leo, because we've been talking about the way that you've been operating, the way that you've been interacting with people, and this being another swords card, operating with the air element, operating with our mental, having to do with our perspective. It is very hard for you, Leo, when things don't go the way that you plan them or the way that you want them to be. So coming to a point to where you start to realize that, you know, operating in this, the negative side of your sign, the selfish energy of Leo, the my way or the highway aspect of the Leo sign, you're going to come to a point to where you're like, do I just want to keep doing shit the way I've been doing it? I've been doing it like this. It's been working out for me. Or do I really need to shift things? Do I really need to cut some of my old habits out, gain some clarity, shift my perspective, and really start being harmonious and putting out peace and positive energy with the people and the things around me? The stalemate sword is coming up and saying, like, Leo, you know the answer. You already know what needs to be done. But you may struggle a little bit with actually coming to a place of where you truly believe that and where you can truly accept that about yourself, okay? So when we have the stalemate card, things are not clear. Things are hazy. We can't really make too many moves. What I want to say to you, Leo, is I wouldn't, with this being a soul message, I wouldn't spend too much time in this Two of Swords energy, because y'all already know what's good. You already know, let's be a little less selfish. let's work with some other people. It's okay to do things with other people. You don't have to do everything by yourself and for yourself. And understand, Leo, that sometimes this Three of Cups energy, they could lend you a whole new perspective, whole other opportunities that you would have never come to or been shown on your own by yourself, just doing your own thing. All right, Leo. All right, y'all. So as I said, this lunar cycle is all about operating within our truths and living our best lives. So if you want some more information on what I'm talking about, check out my new moon in Gemini video. I have a link down in the description box for you guys, okay? I hope these cards resonated with you. I know this reading was probably a little tough for you Leos to hear, or to, maybe accept, or to, say, yes, that actually does resonate with me. I'm actually living my life like this. But I hope it provided you some insight. I hope it can help you shift the things that you need to shift to put yourself into a positive place, because eventually this energy in this spread, this isn't a bad card, but in this spread, this energy will eventually bring you to that Two of Swords point, and that's not a good place to be in. Not knowing and not being able to decide what to do next is just not a good place to be in. So just understand that you're going to have to use that Son of Swords to change some habits, to cut some shit out, okay? If you want a more personal reading, you want some more in-depth messages, you're like, oh no, this is me, but I need to know more, go on and check out my Etsy shop. You can book a reading with me through there. You can also shoot me an email if you don't see something on the shop that you feel like will serve you. I also have Instantgo, but I'm not gonna lie to y'all, I don't know shit about Instantgo. So I haven't installed. I don't even think I'm logged in, to be completely honest. Yeah, Leo, if you like this video, go on and hit the thumbs up button down below for me. If you have any questions or comments, go on and drop them down below, as long as it's not, this video didn't resonate with me and I'm a Leo. I will answer everything other than that, or comments about my audio. You watch the video in a quiet place. What else, y'all? What else, y'all? If you made it all the way through the video, I'm assuming you're rocking with what I'm saying. Go on and hit subscribe so you can keep up with when I put out new tarot videos, okay, and new astrology videos. And if you feel the need to share this video, especially if you got any Leo friends that you feel like could benefit from watching this spread. Go on and do that. I really appreciate you. And is there anything else, Leo? Is there anything else, Leo? I don't think so. I do not think so. So I guess, y'all, thank you for watching, and I will see y'all next time.